Depression and anxiety are self-manufactured problems. These are things that are created by your mind in order to, ironically, try and solve the problem of not having any problems. Same thing goes for things like trauma or addiction. When you don't have anything going on in your life, when you don't have anything to struggle against or overcome, things like not being happy all of the time start to seem like actual issues. Same goes for, things might go bad tomorrow, or my childhood was depressing and this is a thing that I now need to deal with, even though I am a fully grown adult. Because people are not meant to live lives with absolutely no struggle. You are supposed to have something that you are fighting for, fighting towards, fighting against, trying to overcome, whatever the case may be. You are supposed to be struggling. Now, whether that is working out, working on some sort of business, trying to improve yourself, trying to improve your life, trying to improve your relationship, in some way, whatever the case may be, you are meant to have challenges in your life. And it is only in the absence of those challenges, because when you are absent challenge, you are also absent a goal. And when you don't have a goal, you can't accomplish anything. You do not have anything to work towards, and then your time and your mind and your thoughts are all just idle. And because people are meant to have problems, you start to go back to what I said at the beginning and focus on the fact that, oh no, I'm not happy, so this must be a real problem. Or when I was 12, I didn't get the bike that I wanted for my birthday, and this is something that I now have to overcome currently. You invent dumb shit to overcome when you try and create a completely struggle-free life. This is how people wind up addicted to something, because where you get the most feelings from in life, where you get the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, is by going through things, is by overcoming things, is by accomplishing things, it is by failing on the path to that accomplishment. But again, when you do not have any challenges, you do not have anything that you could accomplish. And the only way that you can get those feelings is to manufacture them through dumb shit like snorting cocaine or shooting heroin or smoking crack or smoking weed or getting drunk or whatever other nonsense. It could be running around chasing women or binge eating a bunch of food. It's all different variants of addiction, and it's all stupid, and it is all meant to fill in the gaps that are missing in your life from your lack of struggle. I know that everybody thinks that what they want is a very simple and easy life where everything goes right, nothing goes wrong, nothing bad ever happens, but that would be an absolutely terrible existence, as once again evidenced by all of the depressing people. People seem to think that their depression or their trauma is the result of them having an actually difficult life, when in reality it is the exact opposite. If you had real stuff going on, do you think that you would have the time to sit around and be sad? If you had actual things going on in your life currently, if you woke up with a plan of what it is that you needed to do, and they were all difficult things, you going to the gym, you working towards something, that you would have time to sit around and cry about the fact that you didn't have a bunch of friends when you were 16 years old, and that somehow has stuck with you for some reason, even though you haven't been 16 for forever? No, absolutely not. Now, I know people will argue against that because they think that they are unique and they are special. They are not. But take a look out into the rest of the world. What do you watch on TV? What movies do you watch? If you play video games, what kind of video games do you play? Whatever ones that they might be, they are all centered around people overcoming or encountering and then overcoming problems. Even the simplest things, even when you watch the sitcoms, it's just people in their relationships bickering back and forth. That is them being presented with and them overcoming a problem. Your sports games are people overcoming problems. Football, basketball, baseball, whatever other things it is that people watch, they have to beat the other team. That is the overcoming of a problem. Whatever video games it is that you are playing, even if it's I don't know what video games people play. Call of Duty, assuming that's still a thing, the problem is obvious. People are shooting at you and you need to not die and you need to kill them in order to progress in whatever else the case may be. I don't know what other video games exist in the world. Probably Sports 1, that's the same thing as the TV. But you understand the point that I am making as a whole. All of these things are based around problems. If you were to turn on a movie, turn on a TV show, load up a video game, and all you did was walk around the world with all of the powers but no enemies to fight, then it wouldn't be enjoyable whatsoever. As a matter of fact, even if there were enemies to fight and they were easy to beat, that would not be enjoyable either. Back in the day, I played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and there was a cheat code that you could put in that made you could get invincible. And the only thing that could kill you was like car explosions or something like that. And you drive around and get all the stars and whatnot and shoot at everybody with the infinite ammo from the infinite ammo code that I had put in. And none of that was fun after the first little bit. Once the novelty of it wore off, it became boring and mindless and repetitive because there is no challenge. Because what was fun about running from the police and causing all sorts of mayhem was trying not to die. It was trying not to run out of bullets. It was trying to make sure that whatever car that I was driving around in didn't explode. It was trying to make sure I didn't get hit by the tank from the army or shot down by the FBI SUVs and all of that whatnot, whatever it is that they had in the game. Part of the fun was trying to stay alive. It was the challenge of it, not just the ability to go out and do all of the things, because that is not fun. Nothing is enjoyable if it's not difficult, if it is not challenging. Because if it is not challenging, it is not leveling you up. And if it is not leveling you up, then you are not working towards anything at all. You are just being stagnant and spinning your wheels. This is why people find Superman boring as a character, because he is too powerful and he has no real challenges for anything. Have you ever seen Watchmen or read the graphic novel of Watchmen? They have Dr. Manhattan, and the reason that he's barely in the story and he just goes and fucks off to Mars or whatever and doesn't care to actually help them solve their problem is because he is too powerful, and him just being there snapping his fingers, it's no longer an interesting story. Because, again, they need to create and have you be invested in the solving of the problems. This is your life. Your life is the exact same way. So when things don't go your way, that is a good thing. When things don't work out how you wanted them to, that is a good thing, because that gives you a problem to solve. It gives you something to work towards. It gives you a sense of purpose. And when you have a sense of purpose and you are truly trying to better yourself, truly trying to better the lives of those around you, then you do not deal with the dumb shit that the vast majority of the people have to go through, sitting around thinking that you are depressed or anxious or that you have trauma or nothing. And you're not going to do drugs like a dumbass because you get your dopamine hits from the accomplishments that you're actually accomplishing in real life, from overcoming the challenges that most people are too stupid to embrace, so they avoid and create far dumber problems, period. No matter what you do, you can't escape problems. The question is, are they going to be stupid problems like your feelings, or are they going to be worthwhile problems like trying to level yourself up in life in whatever way that might look like to you? Because one is going to give you the life that you dream of, the life that you have of in mind, whether that's something big, whether that's something small and regular, whatever it is that you want to do. If you're just some person who just wants a simple family life and a wife and some kids and a dog with a little picket fence and whatnot, cool. But you have to solve problems in order to get that. If you want to be the most famous person in the world and do all kinds of things that are going to change the world, you have to solve problems to get that too. And if you want to avoid those types of problems, you are going to avoid that type of life. And it's going to leave you with the much dumber problems, like the fact that you are depressed and now you have to take Ativan and Zoloft or whatever else because you are an idiot and you are too stupid to understand that you cannot escape problems, period.